That's what happened. And the good thing is that it was a laid-back hotel. It was a laid-back hotel. There's no strict rules. You know, check in. Oh yeah, check in anytime you want. Who cares? Or check out anytime. Who cares? Just go for it. You know, it was a really laid-back place. Compared to, you know, the Tokyo one, where it was actually a proper business. It actually ran like a proper business. Like, you know, you must check out there and you must check in this time. You must do this at this time or something like that. Or you must not do this at this location or whatever. This one is like, the Kyoto one was so laid back, which was great. And yeah, so day one didn't go to plan. Day two, we actually started walking around the place in Kyoto. We actually lived in a suburb called Machiyanagi. It was actually really close to the Tokyo temples, which is great. I'll discuss that later. So we went walking around Machiyanagi, saw one of the rivers and bridges. It was actually a really cool day that day. Beautiful place. You might have seen this in my day 2, I think, or day 1 video blog. I did discuss about what was going on that day. Really beautiful place, Machiyanagi. We then went into Osaka, took a look around. I think we tried to go to Denden Town. We actually went to like a small part of it. Went to Anime, get some stuff there, and that was that today. The next day, day 3, went to again back to Denden Town. This time actually, I think we actually managed to find Denden Town this time around, the proper Denden Town. It does look like Akiba in a way, but it's just pretty much just a street this time around, just a small street. And that's things that it's actually smaller. Even though it's smaller than Akiba, it actually does feel, it is actually better because, you know, one, there's not that many people around, and 2, there's actually less stores. So less store means that you know what's inside. You don't get confused or overwhelmed with the options. So that was great. Denden Town I actually did like. After that, the second last day of the trip, the other guys, they went back to Denden again, I think. Me personally, I went to the Kyoto temples and shrines. So I went to first Asakusa Jinja. Jinja, I think that means shrine or something, I don't know, I'm not sure. But it was like a small shrine, it was beautiful. It was actually just like a huge garden, really. It was really nice though. Straight after that, I went to Kiyomizu-dera. Now Kiyomizu-dera was one of the best places I went to in Kyoto. It was stunning, absolutely stunning. Huge shrine temple. I believe it was like a huge palace really in the cliffs. Absolutely stunning. You get to the top, you can look down the cliff and it look crazy. Huge view, stunning view. You can actually see Kyoto in the background. It was beautiful. Went down, there's actually a spring. You can actually go down to the spring and actually drink some of the water. Some of the water was actually for wealth, some for love, some for health or something like that, I don't know. But you can actually go down, drink some of the water. Apparently, one of the guys, I think Christian showed me a funny picture of one of the guys actually getting a huge plastic bottle out. It was just, you know, it was actually just pouring in the water from one of the springs. That was just funny. But yeah, you just go down to the spring, they give you a cup that's been cleaned already, of course. You get some of the water, you drink some of the water, and you're done. You just move on. Apparently, yeah, it gives you wealth, love, or health, or whatever it is. So I did that. Just walked around the place. It's just beautiful. I had some of the local noodles there. There was a small noodle house in Kiyomizu-dera. I think I had the Katsune Udon or something. I can't remember what it's called. Kitsune Udon, I think that was called. It's delicious. Just tastes pure, clean, fresh. You know, just Japanese flavors. Beautiful. After Kiyomizu-dera, I went to Ginkakuji. And don't mix it up with the next one I'm going to say. So Ginkakuji is... it was a huge garden, but it was like somebody's backyard really. It was like a really pretty big garden, and that was it really. If you have to go to Kyoto and you are short on time, I probably would not recommend you go to Ginkakuji because there's not that much to see. You go inside, you know, there's a beautiful landscape there. It's like a massive garden, and you get to the end of the line. It's like, that's it. Thank you for visiting. That's it. It's a bit disappointing. Spent probably like half an hour there because it was such a small place. But luckily, the next place was actually pretty close by. That is Kinkakuji. Now, so the last one was G, spelled with a G. This one is spelled with a K. This is Kinkakuji. Now, Kinkakuji is just absolutely stunning. Stunning. It's pretty much, excuse my language, but this is pretty much scenery porn in a way. You go there, and there's like a massive, giant temple, completely covered in gold. It's completely covered in gold, this temple. And it looks stunning. Even from a distance, it looks stunning. Getting close by it looks even better. There was so much tourists there as well. All of them just standing outside, just in front of the river and Kinkaku, the temple just behind them, taking snapshots of the place and with them in the photo. So there was so much tourists. There was actually a lot of tourists there. But yeah, once you got up to pretty much see face to face up to the building itself, you saw it with your face just right there, a few minutes just right in front of you. It looks stunning, absolutely stunning. It's a small place again, just like Ginkakuji, but this time it's got something better, tons better than just garden. It was like a huge golden temple, and it was brilliant. So in Kyoto, the temple was Kiyomizu-dera. Of course, that was definitely number one place. Kinkakuji, the golden temple, beautiful. Ginkakuji, not the best. However, I'll still probably say, yeah, you have the time, and you have the time. Try squeezing Ginkakuji. It's still a pretty damn nice place, but yeah, if you're short on time, try skip it. Sadly, I did want to go to Osaka Castle, but that's in Osaka. That's about an hour's ride away, and I was short on time. I had to get back to the hostel really quickly, so unfortunately, I couldn't get to Osaka Castle. I'd definitely love to see that. Okay, so that was Kyoto and Osaka. So it was only 5 days there, and you know, one day, the first day, we wasted it already just on the plane and finding the hostel. The other days, the guys just want to go back to Denden Town again. For me, it was so yeah, wasted day 1, day 2, walked around Denmachi and Nagi, Osaka, a bit of Denden. Found proper Denden on day 3, day 4. Day 4, I think. Day 4 was the temples. Day 4 was temples. Day 5, I think day 5 was just day of rest for me. I was getting pretty tired, so. And then we took an overnight bus to Kyoto, which was one of the worst experiences. It was crap. Seats were completely upright, so you couldn't get to sleep. And it was quiet. It was nice. That said, I couldn't get to sleep at all. So I got to Tokyo to sleep deprived, which is not the best thing. So that was my trip, my Japan trip. It was about roughly 2 weeks, about 4 or 5 days. I think it was about 4 or 5 days spent in Kyoto, Osaka. The rest of the time I spent in Tokyo. Sadly, I didn't get to do all the things we had planned. I would definitely love to have gone to see the onsen and the Good Smile Cafe. We actually was planning to go to Good Smile Cafe. We couldn't fit that in, unfortunately, so that was a shame. But yeah, Japan, absolutely awesome, lovely place. I'm definitely considering going back this year again. Sometime maybe halfway through this year, sometime maybe the end of this year. You know, Jetstar has like really low tickets to Osaka. Sometimes they're like only about $300, and you're like, oh, you just want to go because it's so damn cheap. Sadly, you know, but you know, maybe it'd be carry-on luggages only, but who cares? I mean, this time around, if I do go back to Japan, I think I'll only bring a carry-on this time around. I'll probably might pay like a small fee to get like a baggage back. But this time around, I'm definitely going to bring less clothes. If I go back, I'm definitely going to bring less clothes. This trip, I bought way too much clothes. I bought a luggage full of clothes. The worst decision I've made so far on this trip. It just pretty much filled the bag up. I couldn't really get any goods and my items, my merchandise in. And I actually ended up just paying $360. Yes, $360 to get a second luggage back. I brought back 2 luggages. One luggage was just purely on my clothes, was the dumbest idea to do, and 2 was my merchandise. The first bag, I did stuff some of the merchandise into the first bag. That was overweight. I had to pay the overweight fee for that one. The second luggage is just considered as extra weight on top of your first one. It does. I think you can carry as much things on board. You just pretty much got to pay per kilo over your 20 allowance, 20 kilo allowance. So I pretty much got to about 40 something kilos. I pay the excess, and it was like $360 down the drain just to bring stock back. That said, I think it'd be cheaper than paying for Japan Post EMS service to bring the extra 20 kilos back here. That would be probably much more expensive. But that said, everything got back here safely. I mean, they went through customs fine, which is great. So I lost nothing. Nothing's been damaged on the way. Everything I do pack my stuff up really well. I do care about most of these products here. I do, you know, want to keep them in their perfect condition as possible. So that's great. And yeah, I guess that'll be it for this video. So yeah, back here in Australia now. This is Sydney. Sydney's temperature today is a bit cloudy, not the best temperature and weather. Do kind of wish, yeah, I did really wish I was back in Japan right now. But you know, maybe this midway through this year or end of this year, I will try to see if I can fit in another trip to Japan. My parents might not approve of it, but I really want to go back. It was such a beautiful place. It's really lovely. This time, if I do go back, this time we'll try to go to Osaka Castle and the place and there's, you know, the sightseeing. Do a lot more sightseeing this time around. I just don't want to go to Akiba or, you know, like any kind of electronic town or suburb or any kind of electronic store for that matter of fact. During the time there, I actually want to go do some proper sightseeing. I actually want to experience the traditional Japan and New Japan, and you know, this trip has been mainly just New Japan, the more modern Japan. I actually want to go back. I want to go and see the traditional stuff. So hopefully, yeah, one time, sometime just during this year, I'll be able to go back. Anyways, I think this video's been going for about 40 minutes now or something. And let me check quickly. Yeah, about 40 minutes. So yeah, I've dragged this on for way too long. Anyway, so yep, final impressions of Japan. It was a brilliant place. Fucking awesome. Hope to go back there one day, sometime this year. Anyways, that'll be it for this video and my Japan series in general. I'll probably upload more of the more side videos, like ones I've recorded randomly around the places. So one at Toyosato, one's at Macca's, one's at Kiyomizu-dera. You know, hopefully I'll get those videos uploaded really soon. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and I hope to do more videos in the future. See yous.